Hey everyone, making this video to rank the top 10 cards that I currently have. Just for some quick context, I've been collecting credit card points or using credit card points for about 7 years now. And I have some thoughts on the cards that most people know about. Plus, I'll also include some of my thoughts on the next cards I'm going to be going after. All right, so a quick overview before I dive in. Like I said, these are the top 10 cards that I currently possess, and I'm ranking them based on my personal situation. As always, your mileage may vary. So my personal situation is I value travel opportunities over cash back, and you'll see that throughout the list. Some things I considered when making the rankings were the value of recent sign-up bonuses. So do they have decent sign-up bonuses usually? The ease of using the points, the perks for using or even possessing the card, and then of course the cost of owning the card, so the annual fee. This ranking does include business cards, and it won't show all the perks that each card has. It's just the ones that I think are relevant for when I decide whether or not I want to keep or use a card. And at the end of the video, if you're interested, I have referral links for each of these cards in the description. If you want to sign up for them, it would be a great way to support the channel. Thank you. Coming in at number 10 is the Chase IHG Business Card. IHG is a hotel brand. I don't think gets a lot of love in the credit card community, but they have a really great range of hotels at the top end, from the Intercontinental, the Kimptons, and even the Hotel Indigos. And then also your everyday hotel where you might just need a night here or there with all the Holiday Inns. So I think IHG is a really good hotel brand, and this card really helps you access their hotels. So the pros really quickly are great sign-up bonuses. I think at the time of making this video, they're offering 140,000 IHG points for the sign-up bonus of this card. You get an annual free night certificate. IHG annual free night certificates are valid up to a hotel room that costs 40,000 points. But with IHG, you can top off the points needed to cover the rest of the room. So if the room's 55,000 points and you use this free night certificate, you can add 15,000 points from your account to pay for the rest of the room. You also get Platinum Elite status. Platinum Elite status is the one right below their top tier status. It gets you things like early check-in, late checkout, free Wi-Fi, and it gives you a couple hundred points every time you come for a stay. It's like a welcome bonus. It's not much, but it's something, and the status is always nice, especially with the late checkouts. And this next perk is, I think, really great. And it's when you redeem 3 nights with points, you get a 4th night free. Now, don't make the same mistake I did in not understanding that you need to have the enough points to cover all 4 nights. And then when you book it with points for 4 nights, you'll get the points back for that 4th night. So you can't just have enough points for 3 nights and then book a 4th night free. You got to have enough points for the whole 4 nights, and then you get refunded the points for that 4th night. And then you also get a global entry TSA pre-check or Nexus statement credit, which is nice. Some of the cons of this card, it does have an annual fee of $99. It is a business card. It's not a big con, but it just limits who can actually get this card a little bit. And the multipliers for spending on this card are not the best. There are other cards that have much better spending categories. Next on the list is the Chase IHG Premier Card. This is very similar to the business card, with all the same pros and cons, minus the fact that it's not a business card, so it's available to more people. The one thing I'll add about these 2 IHG cards is that I consider them to be keeper cards, meaning you're going to keep them beyond the first year after you sign up for them. And that's because I think the free night certificate you get every year is worth spending $99 to get it. That's essentially what makes it a keeper card. If it didn't have that, it would not be a keeper card. Coming in at number 8 is the Discover It card. This is a cashback card. but it's still a great value and really useful in a normal rotation of cards. So really quickly, there is no annual fee for this card. You get a 0% interest rate for the first 15 months after you after you get approved for the card. They have great multipliers on spend. And so basically every quarter they set up a new set of categories where you get 5% back on all the purchases you make in that category of spend. So they might say 5% back on grocery stores or dining out at restaurants or shopping on Amazon. It rotates every quarter and it's different every year. So, but they're usually pretty good, and it's a great opportunity to get some cash back. In addition to that, you also get they match 100% of the cash back you earn in the first year. So whatever you earn in all those categories each quarter, at the end of the year, you'll get a lump sum of whatever that 100% match looks like. The con, as I said, it is a cashback card, so I value that less than something I can use for transferring for travel options. The link in the description for this card, if you use it to sign up for the card, will get you an additional $100 on your account once you're approved. So something to consider if you're interested. At number 7, we have the Chase Freedom Flex card. You'll notice this card has a lot of similarities between the Discover It card that we just spoke about. But just to kind of go through it really quickly, this one also has no annual fee. It also has 0% interest for the first 15 months. It also has those great multipliers on spend that rotate every quarter. It has an okay sign-up bonus. It's usually around $200 worth of value. But it's a great card to start with getting into the Chase ecosystem. So if you don't have a lot of history with credit cards or you don't have a lot of history with Chase, the Freedom Flex is a great option to kind of be your first entry into the world of Chase cards. At number 6, we have the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, the younger brother of the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Some of the pros about this card is it does have a decent sign-up bonus. Not the best when you compare it to, especially some of the Chase Inc. cards we're going to talk about in a moment. But still a decent sign-up bonus, usually somewhere I think between 40 and 60,000 Chase points, which is decent. The big thing is this gains you access to the Chase transfer partners. So if you don't have one of the Sapphire cards, or there's one particular Inc. business card that will offer the same thing, you don't get access to the Chase transfer partners, which essentially means your Chase points are cashback points that can't be really utilized at other airlines or hotel chains. So it really increases the value of the Chase Freedom Flex or any of the Inc. cards we're going to talk about in a moment here, because you can transfer those points over to your Chase Sapphire Preferred card and then use the portals, the transfer partners for bigger rewards. You also get an anniversary points boost. I think it's about 10%. So all the points you earn by spending on the card over the course of the year, they'll give you a one-time deposit at the end of the year that totals 10% of your total point accumulation. In addition to that, you do get a DoorDash Dash Pass subscription, which is nice. It removes all the fees and delivery expenses from DoorDash orders. So, well worth it. And then the only con here is, of course, it has an annual fee of $95 a year. But well worth it for the perks you get, I think. At number 5, it's the Chase Hyatt card. So a couple things about this card. You get an annual free night certificate that can be used at a category 1 through 4 hotel, which means you can get a pretty decent mid-tier hotel room for free once a year. There's usually a pretty good sign-up bonus with this card. The number of points you get on a sign-up bonus may look what actually is less than some of the other hotel cards, but it's far better because the Hyatt points are the most valuable hotel points in the game. So they're more valuable than Marriott, IHG, Hilton, in most cases by more than double. So if you see a 50,000 point sign up bonus for a Chase Hyatt card and you compare that to 140,000 point sign up bonus for a Hilton card, I would say the Hyatt 50,000 is worth more than that, more than the 50,000 Hilton points, just because you need far fewer points to book a really nice hotel at Hyatt. All right, and you also get Discover status, again, not their top tier status, but it does give you early check-in, late checkout, and free Wi-Fi, which is nice. And then the con, of course, is it does have an annual fee of $95. And like all the cards on this list, I may have failed to mention it a couple of times, but I consider all of these cards keeper cards, and the Chase Hyatt card included. Next, we have the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card. There are some really great things about this card that make it number 4 on the list. The first thing and the biggest thing is it usually has an amazing sign-up bonus. I got this card when it had 90,000 Chase points as a sign-up bonus after you spend, I don't remember what it was, but several $1,000s on the card. And if you think about that, considered to what we just spoke about with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, where you get 50 or 60,000 points for the sign-up bonus, it's almost double that. And this is, as you can see, a no annual fee card. So it's really an outsized bonus for such a low cost of entry, meaning there's no annual fee to get such a big bonus. It also has 0% interest for the first year, which is nice. The downsides of this card is it is a business card, so I just consider that a con. And it's not the best multipliers. I think you get 1.5 points on each dollar you spend. At number 3, we have the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, which I think is slightly better than the Unlimited card we just went over, but it's very similar. It has the same amazing sign-up bonus. It also comes with 0% APR for the first year. Again, no annual fee. But this one has much better multipliers. It has 5x back on Lyft rides, internet bills, phone bills, and cable bills. So those are, to me, are better multipliers, and they puts it slightly ahead of the other Inc. card on the list. All right, these next 2 cards, I kind of put them on the top tier of credit cards. They're on another level from the other 8 on the list, I think. At number 2, we have the Amex Hilton Honors Aspire card. This card is great for several reasons that we'll go over. It's, I think, easily the best hotel credit card out there. So just to kind of dive right into it, you get Diamond status, which is their Hilton's top tier status. And if you watch my recent video on my trip to Japan, this came in really handy on that trip, getting me access to executive lounges, which were kind of mind-blowing how nice they were. In addition to that, you get an annual Hilton Resort credit of $400. There is some fine print here. It's broken up into 2 $200 credits for each half of the year. And it's specific to Hilton Resorts. So there are some Hiltons that aren't considered Hilton Resorts. So you want to be sure you're using it at the appropriate type of Hilton hotel. You also get an annual flight credit of $200. This is broken up into $50 each quarter, meaning you essentially have to take 4 flights a year to fully recoup the $200, which is a little bit frustrating. And then the next one is really great. It's the annual free night certificate. This free night certificate is different than all the other. It's better than all the other hotel free night certificates because it can essentially be used at any Hilton. I think there's a handful of Hiltons it's not available to be used at, but for the most part, any Hilton you're going to be staying at, you can use this free night certificate for a free night. And then finally, you do get a Clear credit. So if you want to sign up for Clear, you can use this card and get refunded $189. The cons of this card, there's a really big, it's a huge annual fee of $550, which I think the perks outweigh the cost rather substantially, but it is a big annual fee to kind of just see on your credit card bill when it pops up. And then Hilton has the least valuable hotel points when you compare it to Hyatt, IHG, and even Marriott. The Hilton is the least valuable, so you need the most amount of points to get one night at a Hilton as you would for a comparable night at a Marriott, Hyatt, or IHG. But still, this is an amazing card. And finally, coming in at number one is the Bilt card. The Bilt card is a newer card on the scene. It hasn't been around for too long, but it is truly an amazing card. And I'm going to go over some of the reasons why. The biggest thing is you can pay your rent with this card. And it won't cost you. There's no fees that your landlord will charge you. It kind of comes across as a bank transfer, so it doesn't look like a credit card transfer or credit card payment on their side, which is nice. And you earn 1 point for every dollar you spend on rent. So if you're spending $1,000 to $2,000 a month, that's over 10 to 20,000 points each year you're getting in Bilt points. That is a spend category you weren't normally getting credit card points for. So it's money you're already spending, and you're able to earn some pretty valuable points by doing so. Next, Bilt has the best transfer partners. It has all of the normal transfer partners that all the other ecosystems have, but it has some of the rare ones, and it has Hyatt, which is Chase also has Hyatt, but there's not many options to transfer points to Hyatt. And it also has American Airlines, which no other credit card transfers to American Airlines, which is really nice if you fly American. It has some pretty good spend multipliers, so 3x back on dining, so going out to restaurants. And there's a couple other categories, but what really makes them valuable is on rent day, they're worth double. So anything you spend at a restaurant on the first of the month, which is what they call rent day, you'll get 6 points per dollar spent as opposed to the normal 3. Another thing on rent day is they have these one-time perks that they kind of announce a week or so before the first of the month. And it can be a transfer bonus of 50% to a particular airline or hotel. It can be drastically reduced business class seats available. They did it on Air France earlier last year. But there's always these crazy one-time things that come across every month, and they change every month, where you can kind of get additional value out of your points. So it's a great card in that sense as well. And then also you get an annual lift credit of $60, which is nice. And this is a no annual fee card. The only con to this card is there is no sign up on it. So when you sign up for the card, you're not going to get that initial splash of points when you finish your whatever the spending requirements are. But with the rent payment, it really makes up for that because you're getting those 1,000 to 2,000 points each month added to your account. So yeah, so this card is a no-brainer if you're looking to get into this credit card space. All right, so just a couple points here before I wrap up. You may have noticed there's not many Amex cards on this list. I haven't been really too high on American Express lately. They've been kind of paring back some of the benefits of having their cards, and especially with the gold and the platinum cards, I just don't think they're worth the annual fee for me. The platinum card, you really need to travel quite a bit to make it worth that annual fee. I also don't like all the coupon kind of cutting you have to do to really get all the benefits from the card. So, $10 a month here, $20 a month there, remembering whether or not did I use this credit yet this month, or no, that was last month. Keeping track of all that, it's just not worth it to me. I also don't have any Citi or Capital One cards on here. I haven't really got into their point ecosystem yet, but I've kind of been focusing on Chase, but they're on the horizon. I may get into them in the near future. So Built was the best single card, but Chase has the best ecosystem. They have a huge array of really valuable credit cards that can really help you take some amazing trips. And of course, as you saw, I want to use my cards to provide opportunities to take luxurious trips. And I also really value hotel points. I think when traveling, especially if you have a family and you're traveling with them, it's really hard to get free flights using points, especially for more than one person. Whereas when you stay at a hotel, it's relatively easy to find availability for your entire family. So hotel points are really valuable to me, and that's indicative of how the ranking played out. As far as what's next, I actually just got the IHG Business Card, so I'm working to get that sign-up bonus. And then I'll probably start looking into Citi or Capital One. I'm leaning towards Citi, and starting out with the double cash. It seems like that's a great entry card into the Citi ecosystem, similar to the Chase Freedom Flex for getting into Chase. I'm going to probably start with a double cash card to get my foot in the door with Citi. Yeah, so that's my list of top 10 cards. Love to hear if you have any thoughts on these. Please feel free to drop a comment. If you liked the video, please like it. And like I mentioned, I do have referral links in the description, so if you are interested in getting any of these cards, using the link would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.